we finally finished all of our designs. So quickly to recap, let me go all the way to the top. First design I had was block diagram. Very simple, shows input, processing, and outputs. Then I had my pseudocode, which is a textual description of the system's logic. Then I have a flowchart. Where's my flowchart? Oh, here it is. Flowchart, which is going to be a pictorial or visual representation of the system. Arrows, shapes, lines, that's it. Down here, not very pretty, I know, but it's fine. Don't worry too much about that. Then it's going to be circuit diagram next. The circuit diagram is very simple. And then finally, I had a description of how things are connected on the circuit diagram. And then the next stage is P4, and P4 needs us to review the IoT system or device design with others to identify and inform improvements. So this was copied directly from the assignment brief, and it says review the designs with at least 2 other people to help you make improvements and create a second optimized version of the design annotated to show the improvements you have made following the feedback. Quite simply, go over. This is why I was telling you guys, leave a mistake somewhere. Don't do everything perfectly the very first time. This is where you actually need to have someone look at it, have someone say, oh, maybe you could have done this here. That would have made it easier to understand, or better, or faster, or smaller, or however, whatever you wanted. So the designs I done again were block diagram, pseudocode, flowchart, and circuit diagram. If you didn't do this many, you technically don't need block diagram and pseudocode. You could do flowchart only and circuit diagram, or do pseudocode and circuit diagram. You don't need to do all 4, but I just wanted to show everyone everything. So how I would start this section, I asked peers to review the designs in order for me to identify where improvements can be made. Minimum 2, it said I did 3 or 4, I think. Yeah. And I did own review as well. So this is just a mini table that you can use to get comments from people. So block diagram, whatever comments they want to make about the block diagram, even if it's a case where you missed off an arrow, or you things weren't connected properly, the arrows weren't flowing in the right direction, whatever you think is necessary. But I think I didn't make a mistake in my block diagram actually. But let's say I had an arrow that was flowing from motion sensor, skipped the Raspberry Pi Pico W and went straight to LED. That would not be correct, because the motion sensor need the information or data from that, let's say, needs to be processed by the Raspberry Pi Pico. So the arrows need to be going from input into the processing device, and from processing device to output device. So do with that what you will. Let's scroll back down here. So you have them write some comments in here. It could be a sentence, 2 sentences, bullet points, whatever it is. You're going to have them do exactly the same thing for pseudocode, right? I'm not going to go, I'm going to try and make this section as short as I can. Pseudocode, flowchart, and circuit design. So whatever mistakes you know you made, or whatever feedback you get from a teacher or friends, or actually your teacher is not supposed to do it. So whatever feedback you get from your peers specifically, put them in here. It doesn't have to be a table. I did the table because I like tables. It's just a lot easier to manage the stuff that's being written. You do it for person 1 review, person 2 review, person 3 review. You don't need to do 3 people, 2 people is perfectly okay. And then for the final one, I said own review. You might look at it and think, actually, I missed out this thing, or I missed out that thing. Let me go back and fix it, actually. Go back, say what the issue was if there was an issue. And the final part of design improvements is where you have a table of the comments. You can have as many comments here as you want, and you can either agree or disagree. So let's say I got, I don't know, 5 comments. A was good, B was bad. Obviously, yours need to be more detailed. And then C was okay. D needs a lot of work. Whatever the comments were, I can simply put them in here from everyone combined. So this person gave me 1 comment on something I needed to improve. This person gave me 2 comments on something I needed to improve. This person gave me 5 comments. This person gave me 4 comments. Put all the comments in a mini table like this, and then you either agree with it or disagree. If you agree with it, careful now, if you agree, or if you say agree, so agree, disagree, disagree, agree, and agree. Everything you agree with, you're going to have to try and fix that issue with the design. So you're going to have block diagram version 2. So if you made a mistake in the first block diagram, someone highlighted it and you're going to fix it, this is where you would actually just put your new block diagram and say or highlight what the fix was. Either make the line a different color, make the box a different color, put an annotation, put some put like a text box, describe it in a few sentences, doesn't really matter. Same thing for pseudocode, but because pseudocode is text, let me scroll up to my pseudocode quickly. Again, not the best one in the world, but let's say I made a mistake or I'm trying to improve something, and let's say I missed out all of this. I could just highlight it like that. Boom, done. And put copy and paste the new pseudocode or pseudocode version 2 down here. So it's very, very obvious what was changed. Okay. Flowchart version 2, same thing. Different colors, lines, different colors for lines, boxes annotated with a text box or text underneath. Doesn't matter. Whichever way you choose to do it, simply make it super obvious for the reader that this was the original, which you have at the top, and this was the change. You made the change because. So you have to justify as well later on. So let's leave that part for now. And for circuit diagram, you do exactly the same thing. You try to make it super obvious what the change was. Now that's all you actually need to do for what was this, P4. You review the system, review the designs you have so far. Designs again, not the actual system. Designs are the thing you use to plan the system. So again, pseudocode, let me just look at my list again. I think I had it in order somewhere. Block diagram, block diagram, pseudocode, flowchart, and circuit diagram. So good luck.